Dobro jutro. Divine Pisces 222. It is Tuesday, December 17th, 2019. I'm going to do an energy check-in for twin flames today. There's definitely some shifts happening right now. Bottom of the deck. A little bit of ego coming in today, I feel. Alright, we've got a lot. Let's see if we can get through these. So again, first card out is Scorpio. So really highlighting the ending of cycles right now. Again, still some resentment here, some guilt, betrayal, that sort of thing. And again, it could be in the connection, and it could be past life stuff that's kind of coming up here, but I also feel that this is particularly within the karmic situations, or in the cycles that are ending right now, whatever that may be. You may be ending a cycle with yourself. You know, the cycle really could be anything that you're ending, but I'm specifically getting karmic situations here. And I do feel like Divine Feminine is really, right now, for the most part, they're standing in their power right now. So Divine Feminine is just kind of stepping back. She's kind of just doing her thing. She's like, I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my mission. Getting myself squared away, you know, and feeling really powerful doing that. And I do feel Divine Masculine is seeing this, okay? Again, you know, and even if it's not in the 3D, it's in the 5D, okay? But I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines are spying right now. I do feel communication coming in soon for a lot of you. I feel, and this could be communication with your counterpart, but I'm also feeling, again, you know, communication with source. So you may be getting a lot of downloads right now, a lot of messages, a lot of information that you're getting, haha moments, synchronicities, things like that. Maybe answers to questions that you have asked. You've asked for a sign and you're receiving those things. But I do feel a very strong want and need to communicate between the twins right now. Divine Feminine, I feel like, has kind of stepped back with that. So it's kind of... actually, it's really interesting because, yeah, Kayla said this yesterday, where the Divine Feminine is pretty much done chasing. She's done. Like, legit, just, nope. Whatever. Yeah, feeling more confident in herself right now. And what that's doing is it's actually triggering Divine Masculine. It's triggering Divine Masculine to get his crap together, to start figuring out what he needs to do to make himself happy, right? Right, and I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines are coming into a little bit more self-awareness and self-confidence within themselves, enough at least to start, again, kind of releasing the control, releasing the need to prevent the ending of cycles. And this actually, the shift that's been happening is kind of a little bit at a time, but I kind of started seeing it yesterday, where Divine Masculine is just kind of like, all right, well, it's going to end. I'm just going to kind of release control and see what happens, right? I don't necessarily see an active walking away at this point in karmic situations or whatever it is that's happening here, but I do feel a release of control, because it's like they've kind of gotten to the point where they realize that nothing they do is going to save what's happening, right? Even though they know they've been manifesting the end of these cycles, they've been like wanting the ending of these cycles. So they've been putting it out in the universe and may not even realize they've been doing it, but like the manifestation of the ending of the cycles was kind of throwing them for a loop, because they weren't able to control it, right? Because it was completely out of their control, and it wasn't the way they wanted it to go, right? So that being said, again, you know, lots being illuminated with Divine Masculine right now. I feel a lot of deception is ending. This could be between the twins, but I'm feeling more self-deception here, but deception with the karmic situations and things like that. Again, there may have been something that came to light within the karmic situation that's triggering the end of the cycle finally, you know, that sort of thing. But with that, of course, you know, always comes darkness, because anytime something kind of comes to the surface, it usually kind of brings up insecurities and darkness with it, right? So that being said, I feel like even more is coming to light with Source. So Source is really kind of really trying to step in here and assist in the ending of these cycles, because, you know, again, for the longest time, Divine Masculine was just holding on, holding on, holding on. Divine Feminine was too, honestly, until the point where she said, no, I'm done. So still feeling a little bit of, like, trepidation in moving, like moving forward. And it could be it could be like guilt that's coming in here that's kind of preventing that, or at least putting a wedge in that right now. So maybe do some like root chakra work here if you're feeling kind of stuck in your decision, or if maybe you made a move and now you're not sure what to do, that sort of thing. But I do feel the connections themselves, there is movement in the connections, okay? And it's happening little by little, all right? There's always more going on behind the scenes than you think, okay? So just keep that in mind. Again, I am getting some sort of communication possibly coming with the twins. Timing, it could be anything, divine timing and whatnot, but I am feeling that some of you may receive communication sometime this week, possibly next week, possibly after the new year. But keep in mind, it could be very hot and cold again, you know, as is the nature of that sort of communication usually. But I do feel the connection itself very, very strong. So 5D communication really amped up, and I know I've said this for a while. I feel like the 5D communication is really strong right now, just in general. So if you're not in communication with your counterpart in the 3D, you're probably getting communication in the 5D, and it's probably very regular. And some of it's probably like you're getting information about what's happening with your counterpart. And I know that sometimes when you get information like that, it's kind of hard to, if you're not in communication in the 3D with your counterpart, it's hard to validate or verify that sort of thing. But just go with your intuition, because you know something's happening. It's happening, okay? So try to release insecurity as far as that goes. Trust your intuition, okay? But yeah, the control, man, I'm telling you, like, the control is ending. The control is ending. Especially with Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine's been trying to control a lot. And I feel like, in a way, of course, they're also trying to control the connection. Okay, so releasing control of the karmic situation, but they still may be holding on to control of the connection right now. Divine Feminine really just kind of releasing control of pretty much everything at this point. She's kind of going with it here. Saying, you know what? I've been led to this place thus far. You know, everything that I've been doing and stuff like that has led me to a spot where I'm good, you know, so I'm just going to keep trusting it. So yeah, just keep trusting it, Divine Feminine, okay? Again, both twins very much in their heads right now, though. I do feel that. Again, it's kind of mirrored, though. It's like Divine Feminine's in her head about, you know, herself and about what she needs to do for herself, whereas Divine Masculine's very much in his head about the same thing, but in a different way. It's more of like, okay, well, now that this is ending, what do I do now? That sort of thing. So it's the same, but it's different. If that makes any sense. All right. So let's take a look at Divine Masculine. See what's going on with Divine Masculine today. Yeah. I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines may be coming forward with truth, or maybe coming forward with some sort of validation of something that you already knew. I also feel that they're dealing with some sort of mental manipulation in their situations, possibly. And they could be the one who's manipulating, okay? So it may not be, you know, the quote-unquote karmic or whatever, okay? But I'm getting some sort of manipulation. But they're definitely in their heads right now. They're definitely in their heads about what's going on. They really do want to come forward with the truth. Now, whether they do or not remains to be seen in your situation. It just depends, right? But yeah, they're pretty much in this state of not wanting to be in indecision anymore, because they've been in indecision for a very, very long time. They don't want to, okay? And the Divine is kind of coming in and saying, okay, this is what you need to do, all right? And I've said this before, where, like, you know, If the universe is like, well, you've not been doing the work, Divine Feminine's been doing the work, I'm gonna throw something in to kind of force you to do what you need to do, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what's happening right now. So a lot of them have hit towers recently. Some of them are still going through towers that are forcing them to make a decision right now, okay? And they haven't been ready for a long time. They've just been trying to hold on, trying not to make a decision, but now it's like they're having to, right? They're having to make a decision. Okay, they're being pointed in the right direction by source. Okay, done juggling, done going back and forth, done weighing out the options. You know, it's decision time. It's time for a brand new beginning, right? For Divine Masculine, for himself. Okay, time for him to end some cycles within himself. Time for him to end some toxicity within himself. Okay, not just to do externally with situations that they may be in, but with themselves. Okay, and that's what Divine Feminine's been doing. Brand new beginning with herself, right? And so it's Divine Masculine's turn, okay? And again, sexual energy coming in. Of course, we got Scorpio earlier, so yeah, that usually represents sexual energy for me as well. But yeah, brand new beginning with himself to bring in that happiness that he's been seeking, okay? And he's starting to understand it does not lie in someone else. The expectations that you're happy because you make someone else happy, that illusion has been shattered for a lot of Divine Masculines, okay? So they're basically just trying to figure out how to deal with it, okay? And some of them do have families that they're having to deal with, okay? So keep that in mind. Try to have compassion. Some of these situations are fairly complicated, okay? And there is sorrow. There is sorrow here. There's guilt. There's shame. Actually, I feel a lot of shame coming in with Divine Masculine. And they feel ashamed of themselves for basically being in a situation for as long as they've been in where they're not happy. Maybe people around them aren't happy because they're not happy, right? And they're feeling sorrow for that they put all this effort into something and it's just completely not where they were supposed to be. And it's a regret. It's definitely a regret. You know, but they're being shown the way, right? They're being shown the way. And there may be more towers coming. There may be, but the towers are sitting there and they're illuminating more and more and more for Divine Masculine. Hey, stop doing this to yourself. There's no reason to make yourself feel the way that you feel right now, right? Because honestly, they're making themselves feel that way. Let's be honest, okay? So Divine's like, no, you need to find your strength, okay? You have the strength you need inside yourself to do what you need to do for yourself, basically, okay? You don't need anyone else to hold you up. You have it within yourself. Okay? Lot of cups today, I just noticed. A lot of water, fire, and I'm also getting that there is a bit of a like, sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Divine Masculine's like, it's almost like a facade, like he's putting on that he's strong, that he's good, and he's trying to get to where he fake it till you make it, sort of a thing. So there could be some deception with that, but I feel like that's changing. I feel like Divine Masculine's understanding that it actually comes from within first, not outside first, okay? Fake it until you make it is not necessarily true. It's basically what you see is what you get. So if you work on the inner, in, you know, the spiritual aspect or the inside first, it reflects on the outside, okay? So they're starting to understand that, you know, the facade is not going to help them be happy. Does that make sense? Especially since, you know, they've been in a situation that was not serving them for a very long time. It's very codependent, I'm feeling very codependent situation for some of these Divine Masculines, financially, but also emotionally, you know, mentally manipulative, that sort of thing. And also, I feel like they're starting to understand that there's been an uneven exchange also with their Divine Feminine, and so a lot of them are feeling guilty and shameful about that as well. So keep that in mind. Divine Feminine, you may be feeling some anxiety coming in from your counterpart today. Alright, so just keep that in mind and try to balance that out if you can. Alright. So, Divine Feminine. So, Divine Feminine healing the connection right now. Healing the connection with what she's doing, you know, working on herself, healing herself, healing past karma, you know, healing the guilt, healing all the everything that's been bubbling up within her about everything that she's been doing, okay? Because it's being mirrored, it's always being mirrored, okay? So the guilt and the shame goes both ways. So each twin feeling guilty for their own reasons, okay? So Divine Feminine, try not to feel guilty about taking care of yourself, okay? Balance that out as much as you can. If you have people around you who are trying to make you feel guilty, just disconnect from that. Don't give any energy to it, okay? Focus on yourself. You have a right to focus on yourself. And also, Divine Feminine, even though she has stepped back, I do feel that Divine Feminine is still manifesting the connection. Both twins, really. Both twins are manifesting the connections. And I do actually feel some connections may be headed towards reunion very soon. Now, when I say soon, it's divine timing, so it could be soon, could be 2 years, you know, but I do feel that happening with these shifts that are happening right now, you know, and the way the Divine Feminine's been moving, and the way the Divine Feminine's been kind of building herself up, working through things, working on her foundation and things like that. I feel a lot more will be coming for these connections in the coming year, okay? I also feel, again, and I've said this before, that 2020 I feel is going to be a self-reflection year for a lot of people, okay? So a year, I'm anticipating a year of inner peace, basically, for a lot of twins right now, okay? For a lot of people, just in general. But yeah, Divine Feminine's tired of the deception. She's tired of dancing around the truth, especially with Divine Masculine. And that's part of the reason I feel that a lot of Divine Feminines have disconnected from their connections. They're just tired of it. They don't want to deal with it anymore. They're tired of the lying. They're tired of the deception. They're tired of the back and forth, hot and cold. So they're just like, you know, I'm not going to engage. I'm not doing it anymore. So Divine Feminine ending a cycle within herself too. Right? Saying, nope, I've had enough. I'm done. So I'm just not going to do it anymore. Right? And with that, you know, that within itself being kind of a codependent cycle being ended here will help Divine Feminine end even more cycles within her life. Because honestly, I feel like ending cycles with your twin is harder than ending cycles with others. Or, you know, whatever. But I don't think there's anything harder than ending a cycle with yourself. So both twins and trying to end cycles within themselves right now, which is actually, believe it or not, healing the connection, okay? And Divine Feminine, you know, again, trying to focus on what she's planted, what she's achieved, the things that are coming, that she knows are coming, and she's not focusing on the things that she does not have. Unlike Divine Masculine is kind of regretting the things that he's losing, regretting the things that he does not have. Even though he's released control, he's still in a state of anxiety and sorrow, right? And that's gonna be a thing, okay, until he figures that out. But Divine Feminine's like, no, I mean, I'm good where I'm at right now. I know I have more coming. I know I have more to give. So I'm just taking it one day at a time, and I'm trying to be patient with everything, right? Because I know that the wheel is turning. I know that things are moving the way that they should. I'm starting to trust the process even more than I had before. So I feel like something has happened recently with Divine Feminine, maybe a trigger that's happened or a sign or a synchronicity that you've had that has made you realize just how far you've come and that there is more on the horizon that you just need to trust, and that you've trusted this far, and look how far it's gotten you, right? And so you're like, all right, well, I'm just giving it up. I'm giving it up to God or Source or whoever it is that you believe in or you subscribe a name to, right? So that basically that's kind of my mantra right now. I'm just going with God at this point. So messages from your counterpart here, and this is definitely at the forefront. I feel like a lot of twins are really understanding what this means now. especially divine masculines, because I think they didn't understand what that means. Okay, some of them are in hermit mode right now. Yeah, sexual energy for sure. A lot of them aren't getting any in their karmic situations. Be happy. Yep. Figuring it out. Alright. I think I get through this quickly as my baby's starting to cry. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Acceptance. So divine feminine's kind of getting to the point where she's accepting things as they are, and actually divine masculine is too. Even though there's regret, even though there's sorrow, even though there's remorse, whatever, they're starting to accept things as they are right now and accepting the ending of cycles as they come. Okay, they're kind of taking it one day at a time. Both twins kind of doing that. Okay, and that kind of leads to, it leads to transformation. You know, it leads to ascension, right? But divine feminine standing in her power, she's like, yeah, I'm good, I got this, right? Trying to show divine masculine how to stand in his power. And I do feel divine masculine's trying to do that. Divine masculine wants to stand in his power. He doesn't want to feel inferior. He doesn't want to feel manipulated. He doesn't want to feel less than anymore, right? So there are new beginnings coming for both twins right now, and with the connection itself. Okay? So believe that because it's true. Okay? Shifts are happening. Have faith. Okay? Have faith. Everything's going to work out fine. Everything's going to be fine. Okay? Stop dwelling on the darkness. All right? There's no reason for that. There's no reason to dwell on darkness, right? Because there's peace coming. Inner peace is coming. And a lot of divine feminines are already here. They're already here. Okay? So embrace that peace. Embrace the quiet. Embrace the calm that comes with what? Releasing expectations. Tell you what, it's a lot less tumultuous when you just go with God, right? Alright guys, I hope this helps. If it has, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.